Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very last weekly collective of this year. And I thought it would be fitting to do a double feature. I do read every single comment, and I know that for many of you, there has been frustration that it hasn't always been, one choice or another. So today I thought I would look at a couple of things that probably should have made it but didn't. And I think these are really great topics to end the year on. So inner child healing, and then Neptune. Neptune helps us look at things we kind of want to slide underneath the surface. Intuition, illusion, inspiration sometimes. So I think these are going to be great things to help us enter into this brand new year with a sense of clarity, without fear or anxiety. And I think we need that as we're going into 2025. Welcome, everybody. This is, first of all, let's put a little confetti. It's not New Year's yet, but I'm feeling the energy. Welcome to the Weekly Collective. Basically, what we do here each and every week is take a look at what's coming through over the next 7 days. And I'm going to shake up the format today so you can kind of ignore the rest of it. But we'll do some channel messages, then we'll get into a 7-day forecast. And then I'm going to do the double feature, which means that it's not necessarily going to be a Celtic cross with the expanded forecast. It's going to be kind of whatever we need to do to kind of see the energies of these two topics, okay? Apollo's feeling much, much better. Let me just pull him up in the background. There he is. I was able to finally take off the e-collar. And yeah, I'll take myself off so you can see him. But yeah, he's feeling a lot better. The wound is healing great. I'm feeling a little bit better too. I have been adjusting the format of all of the monthly videos. So thank you so much for being flexible. I saw a couple comments, saying that I missed this or I want that. But listen, one thing that I'm also trying to do is create some more time so I can do different types of readings as well. So it'll all work out. Trust me on this. I've been changing formats for 10 years. So thank you for your flexibility. Let's get started, folks. Let me select a deck. Well, actually, before we do the 7-day forecast, let's talk about channeled messages. So one of the things that came through this morning was static, the sound of static, and then also kind of like the snow that you would see on the old-fashioned TV sets. And for me, this represents, for some of us, it's just this feeling of not being able to see what's next. And I think the special topic today, Neptune, is going to help with that. But with respect to how to deal with static in your life, sometimes it can be the noise around you, friends, family, loved ones that are complaining or offering feedback. And, I know that sometimes people mean well, but oftentimes we can remind them that we're not needing the feedback or, thanks, but no thanks. There may be a need for you to go into a hermit phase a little bit over this next few days here, maybe even the first part of January, so that you can kind of tune into your own voice, your own third eye, and awaken a bit. One thing that I've seen on the videos that I've done so far for the new year, and we should have them all up by the end of the week, by the way, so thank you for your flexibility. But there's been a common theme of needing to be very crystal clear. I talked about that with Aquarius, but also just to verbalize it. We talked about throat awakening or throat chakra awakening. So see it, feel it, speak it. Being able to cut through your own static, I think, is one of the most important things that we can do. And so I'm going to help you out today. You came to the right place. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. I think I want to use one of the newer decks for the 7-day forecast. So let me begin. We're going to do Curious Travels for this one. All right. So as always, let's clear our mind. Speaking of getting the static out, clear your mind of anything that might be currently floating through your head. Questions, worries, schedules. It's not needed right now. Let it go. All right. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next Saturday and Sunday. All right, let me quickly look at my calendar too. And let's see, so New Year's falls on Wednesday. Okay, perfect. Just so I know what I'm looking at here. So that's our new year. Okay, so the 7-day forecast is starting, of course, with today. We have Queen of Pentacles energy coming through. Couldn't ask for a better energy for today, by the way. So anything you want to put your time and energy into, you can see a return on it with the Queen of Pentacles. The important thing here is it is in the upright position. So I would just say there's more than enough to go around, but don't forget about you. There's that song from the 80s, Don't You Forget About Me, but I don't want you to forget about yourself either. And I think this is a really great day to do what she's doing here, to kind of like nest, get comfortable. Yes, you can be very productive today if you want to. Yes, you can put your mind on schedules and planning, but also self-care and also a little bit of rest and maybe even a little bit of the hermiting energy that we talked about. So the sky's the limit with this card, and it looks like you're off to a great start to the week. If you need something, ask, but I wouldn't be surprised if people are coming to you because they need a little bit of love and support. So that's why I think boundaries are also really important as we're looking at this 7-day period ahead, okay? And yeah, this is one of my new favorites. US Games sent it to me, and not just for free for consideration, and I love it. It's really beautiful. All right, let's look at Monday. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles is in reverse. So this is about growth and recovery, and you can't rush it. That's something that, I just experienced with Apollo, who's doing what dogs do and kind of digging in the bed behind us. But, it takes time. I'm happy to see him back to his normal self. But he got injured on the 11th, right? So it took a minute or two for that to, for him to recover. So take your time. The reversal of this is a reminder not to overextend yourself. So not to promise that you're going to do this, this, and this, or not to overspend. We might be looking at, New Year's sales that are going on. Know your limits, stick to those limits, and know that when you're least expecting it, look at all the beautiful growth here. Things will be better than you think, okay? But it is about self-control on some levels and managing resources, which has also been thematically something that I've been seeing on all the different signs. So lots of synchronicities here. Okay, we have the Lovers coming in on Tuesday. Many of you might be, that's New Year's Eve, right? So many of you might be spending some time with others, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve. So yeah, have some fun. Now, with the Lovers card in reverse, it also might be a time where you don't want a big crowd. This is more about intimacy. 2 of Cups, Lovers, it's not about how many people, it's the quality of the people that you're spending time with. So a best friend, a family member, a loved pet, something like that. That is actually so much better than gigantic groups. The older I get, the more I appreciate smaller gatherings. When I was younger, I might have gone out and about and, had fun like the rest of us. But now to me, a great New Year's Eve is just cozying up with somebody that you love, right? So that's the first message here. The other one is for those of you that might be working or trying to get something done. This is also a time for you to use your magnetic skills to make things happen. You are like the glue that cohesively can bring things and people together. So on Tuesday, on the eve of the new year, you can actually be that sort of magnetic, cohesive, powerful energy if you want to, for anything that you want to put your mind or attention to. If there's unrequited or unwelcome or unneeded sort of company or attention, again, push back and get that sort of sense of privacy that you need. All right, let's go ahead to the midweek. It's very interesting that balance is the first thing that we're seeing here in the new year. So on Wednesday, we have 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I love how they've really made the scales the main focus on this card. So the traditional one has a person holding scales and then doling out some of the resources. And there's usually a bunch of hands reaching out. So you get to decide. This puts you in the position of, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do this. So what? Discernment. You can say no, you can be picky. There's power in choice. And it really does align with the first 3 or 4 signs that I've read for already, where it's about clarity. I choose this. One of them I can't remember if it was Pisces or which one I said, but basically when you decide, when you say I choose it, it's much more powerful than leaving it up to chance. So I'm thematically seeing a lot of the first 4 readings in this reading here, which makes sense. Work-life balance, balance in general, choosing what you need and what you want. It's okay to say no. This also shows that you have enough. It's more than enough, not like a crazy, this is why you have to be picky. There's not like way too much, but if you choose well and decide well, a series of very good decisions can lead you to an optimal outcome, okay? Let's take a look at Thursday. This could be hangover time for some of you. So take it easy. If you stayed up a lot, if you partied a lot, if you've just started to stress out and you think, how am I going to get all of this done? I need to take the decorations down. I need to get to, okay. One step at a time, one thought at a time. Don't put all of that pressure on yourself. You're going to only be able to do what you're able to do. Again, as I'm getting older, I realize that it's just not worth going into this. She's also putting her face in the blankets. If we look really close at this is a very relatable Nine of Swords. Some of you may just be thinking, I don't want to go to work today because it may not be a holiday. Stress management, I get it. I feel you. Do something kind to yourself that day. Make sure that you treat yourself to a coffee, that you, take lunch off campus if you're at school or at work or whatever. Pull the holiday a little bit into the new year, a bit more. And if you can take a day off, there's not a lot that's going to get done. It's now been this January 10 years. So we'll do some celebrations in the course of the new year over that because I've been with you guys for a decade now. But I remember coming back to work after a holiday and thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I here? So if you feel any of that stress, that anxiety, use it to decide what you do want to do, because you can create, and it doesn't mean that you have to leave your job or something, but there might be something missing. It could be a decision to, get involved in the community, maybe take a class, maybe put some more energy into things outside of work, or whatever the anxiety might be. Because we're looking at Neptune today, we're going to go into it. We're not going to go in the other direction. Neptune is one of the furthest planets from our solar system, depending on how you look at Pluto. So sometimes we just ignore things and hope they go away, but just because they're in the distance doesn't mean that they will. So this is a chance to deal with it and think, what do I want to do about that? But definitely focus on stress management, sleep quality and quantity, and doing something to break up the anxiety or the routine. Friday's great. Looks like you're slowly but surely recovering on Friday. We have the Strength card coming through. This is a beautiful Strength card. And it kind of swaps the roles here. Usually we have Divine Feminine kind of going in and overcoming Divine Masculine. Now we see a synergy between the two, and loving, kind, nurturing. And I always prefer Strength cards that take a different sort of like approach to that. So take care of yourself. Be assertive if you need to. Be vulnerable if you need to. Ultimately, this is a day, if you need to get something done, you can. Strength is the one card that you want on your side if you're fighting a court case, if you're in an argument, if you're having a difficult time with someone, because she usually wins. But when the Strength card is reversed, there's an energetic cost for the expenditure. So it's especially true when it's reversed. So decide, as you're looking at something, is it worth this expenditure? Is it worth the time and energy? Should I save my breath? Should I focus on something or someone else? That may be necessary. But what we're also seeing here is maybe, again, overdoing things a little bit of stress, and then this kind of manifests into fatigue or something else. So self-care is what is a big central theme here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, as we get into the weekend, next Saturday, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. I'll take it. So Eight of Swords and Two of Swords, when reversed, it's like the blindfolds are coming off. Eight of Swords is a prison of thought. And what I mean by that is sometimes we will say something and it's limiting. This won't happen. I don't have good luck with this. People don't like this about me. Whether or not it's true, speaking it into existence and emphasizing it certainly won't help. And what you can do instead is saying, I'm working on this, I'm focusing on that, and just don't highlight negativity here. Also, if you don't look at it, if you don't focus on it, other people won't either. It's all in the eye of the beholder here, so why not focus on positive and possibilities? We're still very fresh into the new year. This is also a chance to get inquisitive and to explore a little bit. So researching, asking questions, talking to people, that's always a great way to get out of the blindfolds, basically. The other thing is there just may be a lack of imagination, either here in you or around you. So do some things that spark imagination. And that is also very connected to Neptune today. So intuition and inspiration sometimes require you to do things that are out of the norm, a little bit different, okay? And as we look at next Sunday, a week from today, we have Queen of Swords in reverse. She's going to say what she needs to say when she needs to say it. So being clear, concise, outspoken, assertive, all of these things are connected with Queen of Swords energy. Know your audience and be empathetic to timing. These things can either enhance or detract from your ability to communicate well. But overall, Queen of Swords is fine. She needs to make a change. She does it. So it looks like by the time we get to next weekend, you've sorted out some of this. And for those of you that need to focus on opening up the throat chakra, we're starting to see some advancement in that area. So the highlights, today is a fantastic day. Tuesday is a fantastic day. And I would even say next Sunday. The biggest challenges, probably Thursday and Saturday. Thursday because of self-care or fear taking center stage, and Saturday just because sometimes we have to get out of, well, if it's not here, it won't happen. So being imaginative, being optimistic, being hopeful is really important. It's kind of interesting today, if you look behind me, nothing but fog. So the static, the blindfolds, a lot of the energy that's coming through in the reading resonates with this. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean that there's not a street or buildings behind me, right? The fog just kind of comes in to sometimes make us go inward a little bit. It's very hermit-like energy. I'm just going to stick with this deck because I love the illustrations. Let's create some room on this. And the next portion that we're going to go into is the elemental, not that, the elemental forecast. And if you're new, this is the only portion where we do sign-specific stuff. So fire, earth, air, and water. Let's take a look and see what's coming forth. Okay. Fire, earth, air, water. These are great. Okay. Let's go to fire first. 6 of Cups for my Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius viewers out there. Connect with the inner child. Have some fun. And also, this could represent a period in time where people are more drawn to you. So that lover's energy definitely complements this card. Children also could be playing a little bit more of a main focus in your life. So if you have a family or if you just want to connect with younger people in your life, this is great. It is also, just like I said, a very good card for networking and connecting. When we're looking at those that might be seeking love or relationships, this represents a significant and deeper connection. And it's kind of like your BFFs the minute you meet. I've had this happen 3 times in my life where I've met someone, initial meeting, and I just know that it's going to be a significant relationship. It's fun, it's easy, there's no work, and it just feels like I need to get to know this person better. And actually, most of those are all platonic friends in my life of different genders. So for me, sometimes I can recognize a best friend like that. And that's what this can be. It can be sibling, bestie, or deep love. But no matter how you look at it, you have a chance to meet somebody this week, basically. But at the very least, networking and connecting with others is, kind of like through the roof. So if there is any important conversation or meeting that you need to have, pick your day this week. I feel like, as I was looking at the cards here again, like Tuesday was really good, or even the end of the week. Okay. So that's a great start to the year and the month for all of the fire signs. Let's move on to Earth. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Fantastic. Ace of Cups, upright, overflowing. This is also putting you in a great place to meet people. So I love that we got this on New Year's week, because there will be gatherings. There are opportunities to go out and to mix and to mingle. You'll have some fun on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And at the very least, you're starting to open yourself up to receive. Any of the ace cards are good at receiving things, but especially Ace of Cups, it's literally a receptacle. So open yourself up. Let's forget just about like resolutions. Let's also put some mantras out for the new year. And so for Earth, it's like you're ready to receive love, abundance, and opportunity in the highest form. That's what the Ace of Cups is about. You love yourself, you feel the self-worth, you're ready for others to love and receive and to give as well. So a lot of reciprocity. Before you can love someone else, I mean, it makes sense. Ace, then the Two of Cups. You have to love you. You have to be full. Otherwise, it's going to be codependent. So it looks like you're ready for someone who's done the work. So just keep doing the work and keep feeling that self-worth. Much like the Six of Cups, a great week to have an important conversation, a great week to talk about something new, to pitch an idea, to put yourself out there. You'll shine with Ace of Cups energy, okay? If anything, like I said, there may be too much attention or too much static when it comes to all of the activities. So pick and choose wisely, which is why we got that sort of discernment card at the midweek, okay? Great card for Earth. Let's move on to Air. There's really no bad cards in this spread today. So the star, fantastic. I mean, this is Aquarius, but this is fantastic for Gemini and Libra as well. So the only thing I want the star to do is to shine a little bit more. This is really interesting. I want to pull the graphic off for a second so you can see it. Look at all the different hands pulling at the star. So I think one thing that we can look at and kind of discern from this is that you and you alone get to decide what it is that makes you happy or makes you you. I see a lot of other influences tugging, pulling, trying to mold, trying to shape this. This is a time, especially now, to be authentic. And especially, it makes sense since we're looking at a month where Aquarius seeps in, that we really want you to be living the best you in your lifetime. So don't hold back. Don't dim your light. Don't change for others. Allow yourself to really, I mean, it's a brand new year, so this is a time to align closer to your soul's path. That's also the star. Be your own North Star. It's interesting that we're in a time where there's all these things flying in the sky. But while that's happening, you have to we can't always look to others for guidance. You have to have your own GPS. You have to be your own North Star. And if lots of stuff around you doesn't make sense and there's chaos, you have to kind of see your way through this. So be clear, especially now. But the star can show in reverse that you're put into the spotlight. Someone tags you and says, hey, we need you there tomorrow. Are you willing to hop on a plane? Can you do this? So there is a suddenness, a sort of unnerving energy, but it's good. It's just happening faster than you thought. That's what I'm picking up on. Accelerated speed. It's like you just went to warp speed from regular speed. But you're poised for success if you don't let your head get in the way. Really powerful card for all of the air signs, especially Aquarius, but all the air signs. And I love that it's the star because it's up in the air and it's up in the sky. It's all aligned. Great New Year's energy. Again, there's nothing bad in this reading. We have the Ace of Pentacles for water. And so it's interesting that it's like earth and water swapped for this reading. But what we're looking at for water is development, progress, movement, possibly really getting a firm idea of what it is that you want. I'm not as worried about you. It seems like you're going to find your focus. There could be also someone that's interested in you. So it's not just Ace of Cups that represents love. This can represent, for instance, a proposal. Like, I want to be with you. I want to commit to you or with you or, sort of like connect with you on this project or idea. So I like that as well. You know that if you watch my channel enough, these hands go in two directions. They can reach and they can receive. This one that we were looking at for Earth, it was more receptive. You are reaching a little bit. Don't be afraid to go after it. Aces are potential. Aces sometimes require a little bit of movement on your part, and that's what this particular ace is representing. We're in a new year. If there's something financially, career-wise, or educationally that you want or need, set it into motion. You're your own best advocate. And that Queen of Swords coming through like a week from today in reverse, she's the one that's signing up for something. That's exactly what this card can be doing, okay? What a nice spread for this last and first week of this year and next year. Very cool that Wednesday is also the demarcation of the 2 years. It feels good to me. I like what I see. You know I'm honest, so I tell the truth. All right, special project, special topic time. It is a project of sorts. Okay, actually, we'll wait. I think I have some extra memberships that I can gift before the year is up, but I'll wait and do that at another portion, maybe in the middle. As I'm figuring out which deck that I want to use, don't forget to like and subscribe. Especially because I was a little slower this month on getting some videos up. I noticed that subscribers were a little lagging, so do me a favor. If you've been a long-time viewer, go ahead and subscribe and share this with somebody else. Like, use the little share button, or if you see me post on social media, repost that post. It helps a lot. Let's see. All right, I think I might do this one. I know you guys like this newer deck that I also received here, When Women Had Wings. I'm going to do Inner Child first, and we'll end with Neptune because it's so deep, the Neptunian one. So Inner Child healing first. And I'm trying to think how I want to do this because I could do a full Celtic for both, but I feel like that will make this longer. I feel like for Inner Child, I might do something different. I'll change up the format on this, and then for the Neptunian one, I might do a full Celtic. So Inner Child is going to be sort of in the flow. I'm going to do this like a mini read, this first one. So, and I can dig deeper by asking questions and looking at it, and then we'll do a full Celtic for the second one. All right, again, just see yourself in a circle of light, maybe the full moon shining down on you, creating a silver circle of light around your body. Across that, only positive energy and guidance can enter, rather. So with that image in your mind, let's call in angel, spirit guides, ascended masters, and let's take a look at past, present, and future influences with respect to the inner child. And then we're going to pull some oracle cards to support these and help us understand what's going on. Change is good. Isn't it fun to just sort of like shift things around a little bit? I like it. I'll do this more often, by the way. I may do it quarterly, where we take a look at stuff you need to see, even if you don't want to. I'll pick topics that should be chosen and do double features. I'll also look at some of the suggestions that you guys put out there, and maybe 1 week I may just put all of the ones that don't get voted, and then you can still vote for one of those. I'll find a way to surface them up. Okay, past influences. So we're looking at inner child healing. We're looking at karmically where some of the hurt or some of the challenge may come from. We have parental energy. Queen and king energy is typically from mom or dad. And we have, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. I actually want to start with the oracle card here. So protection. Sometimes when the parent or teacher isn't there for us, there is this sense of self-protection and preservation that comes forth. And what we do sometimes is build this, it's like a moat or a castle wall around us. There's that song by Sting or the Police where he talks about the fortress around your heart, right? And what we want to do as we enter into 2024 is know when you can put, the drawbridge down across the moat and start to allow things to cross through the heart chakra. Because I do feel like some of you have built a fortress around your heart. You're safe now. That's basically what I get with this. Queen of Wands has always been there. So yes, this indicates maybe a very stern parent or teacher who it was their way or the highway. Now within you, you have this strong sort of like foundation that is partially attributed to that, but there needs to be some softness. We can't be Queen of Wands all the time. We also have to have the cups that came through. We had the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, all that sort of, we need that sort of energy to enter in. So surrounding yourself with people that are kind and empathetic, being kind to yourself, getting the support that you need, perhaps going to a counselor, things of that nature. I just see a very stern person in your life. I actually can remember in my own life, there was a teacher, and I remember her name, but I'm not going to say it here. But it was like the second grade, and she didn't like that I laughed, and she didn't like that, that I would talk a lot or whatever. But instead of understanding what was going on, it was just she went straight towards punishment. So that scarred me a little bit. It was, thank goodness we moved to a new school system. I've talked about this before, but this person didn't understand truly. It's kind of like with a dog. If they mess up, you don't yell at them. That traumatizes them and gets them more upset. So the way that I healed Apollo was through lots and lots of love, since he was attacked, and he's fine. And just maybe, so you need to love yourself. You don't want to meet fire with fire, and that's literally what this is fire. So there was somebody who never got the sort of softness or gentleness, and they didn't know how to extend it to you. And so you're going to have to do the work to heal. Just like Apollo, there's going to be a few scars, but you can get past it, and nobody's going to notice in the long run. So don't let this one person, this one incident, or this one part of your life block what wants to come through. As we're looking at present energy, we have Four of Cups. When is it my turn? That's really what she's asking. And it's supported here by grow your wishes. Okay, I like this. So we'll talk about both of these, but first this. Do you notice how that wish, that dream, it's right there. It's within reach. But we are taught sometimes, you can't do this, you won't do this, etc. And I recount that story just because it was super impactful, where they told my parents, thank God they didn't tell me until I was older, but they said, he'll never graduate. They did tell me when I was like in the new school system, and I'm like, I'll show them. And I went all the way through grad school. Even if I didn't need it, I wanted to do it. But don't let someone else's negativity steal or block or obscure, like the fog, what's within reach. Don't compare yourself to other people. That will only lead to this sense of, why do they have it? Why don't I have it? You may even think something like, well, I've worked harder, or I have more skills, or I'm more deserving. You don't know karmically what they've done. You don't know what they're going through in their own mind. You don't know their insecurities. Stop worrying about them versus you. It's you versus you. And the most powerful thing you can do is to focus on where you can open up energy. Where is it more receptive? And just put the work within. And it's closer than you think here. In the traditional Four of Cups, it's floating, like the hand is kind of holding it up there. So I do feel like there's a hidden blessing, a hidden opportunity, but there has to be a shift emotionally and skill-wise where it's like, I can do this. And that's kind of what is coming through with this. Grow your wishes. You can use somebody else's success as inspiration rather than jealousy. So all the things that we saw, why don't I have it? Good question. What could I do? How did they do it? And what can I do in my life to either not necessarily replicate it, but adapt it so that I too can excel or whatever. We have dandelion seeds here. And so make a wish. Keep wishing, keep dreaming, keep exploring. Your dream, your wish, your life is different from theirs. Wouldn't it be boring if we were just facsimiles? One of my favorite books when I was a kid was A Wrinkle in Time. And the movie is completely different. They took too many things out. It was fun, but it's not as good. The book is fantastic. But there's this planet that they go to where everybody is the same. And if you're not the same, they basically brainwash you so that you are the same. So thank God we're not on that planet, right? And thank God that we are able to basically be unique and singular and different. That singular energy is what is going to make you shine and get into the star, which we saw for some of you, especially the air signs. So keep dreaming, keep wishing, and keep imagining that it's going to be quicker, easier, or within reach. And lo and behold, it actually might be, right? So today, instead of resolutions. Doesn't resolution sound like work? Doesn't it sound boring? Let's change it. Let's change it up. I don't want to do a resolution. Let's change the way that we're looking at it. I'd love for you to have a few different things. One is a dream. I would like this. What if this could happen? I like to start with that and then say, this is going to happen and this is how I'm going to do it. So dream a little bit. I want you to have a New Year's dream. And then I want you to do some follow-up this week to take the dream and make it real. So isn't that's more fun than a resolution. We're realizing a dream. A New Year's realization. There we go. That sounds better. Resolution, ugh. It just sounds like what happens in a court case when things are done. So let's make it more fun. A dream and a realization of it. A mantra. You can also put a mantra into this new year. I am lovable. I am successful. I'm ready. Those are more fun. That's more manageable. Let's stop making New Year's work, right? And let's make it work. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't feel like a job. It should feel like it's fun and you should ignite with it and really focus on the wishing and dreaming portion, because she's focusing on the wrong stuff here, okay? Now we go into the future. Another synchronicity here. Six of Pentacles keeps coming through until we pay attention. Choices. It's possible. Your dream is possible, but you got to move things around a little bit. You have to juggle it a bit. You have to make some choices. A little bit of this, a little less of that, and I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to create a line in the sand. And work-life balance, something I've been working hard on in December. Do you realize how hard it is for me not to overwork? And that's part of the reason why I was like, I've got to evolve in order to keep doing what I'm doing. Clearly, energetically, I have to change, so I'll do that. It's if you don't change or evolve, you don't move forward. So do things like it's doing less, but doing it better, like quality over quantity. More isn't always better. Interesting, I'm getting a new pair of glasses in the new year too, but I was looking at two different sizes and the optometrist reminded me, he said, just because there's more surface space, it actually gets warped sometimes, so smaller can be better. So think about that. More focused, more effective, less sort of waste. I think that's one of the things that we really see to help you realize the wish and the dream, and to make room for more love and more fun. Okay? All right. By the way, thank you so much for the lovely stickers. I will call you all out at the end, but I noticed one right now. Bernadette, thank you. All right. Now this is the most powerful card we could get here as we're looking at the future. I just talked about it, change. It's more fun to look at change instead of the death card. If it's just called transformation, it's less scary, right? I meant to mention this morning as I was walking Apollo, I kept thinking of chrysalis or cocoon. So that's now it wants to come through. Static was the main message, but as I was meditating and walking him, I was like, why am I thinking of chrysalis and cocoon? That's why. Because I feel like, first of all, a cocoon or chrysalis is a breakthrough moment. The butterfly or moth has to get out of that sort of protection that they've built for themselves. Oh my gosh, what a cool synchronicity between these two. So we have the protective element that has served you in the past, but you're not needing that anymore. And if you solely protect yourself, you won't be able to expand, to transform, to achieve. So we've got to break the cocoon. We have to break down the fortress around your heart. And that will open up potential. Again, not surprisingly, the main focal point is either you or someone in your life that was a little too stern. Sometimes we are the perfectionist, right? But if you were the perfectionist or if you were the stern one, let it go. And if it was someone else that didn't give you the gentleness or the support or the love, and it was just sort of like too authoritative, too sort of punishment oriented, let it go. It is in the past. You will find it's going to take a minute or two to find your balance and your footing, but you will. And change is the way. So to help you through this, two more cards. Let's see what what you should change, perhaps. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, we know we're changing things. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this one. Get out of town. Get out of town. All right. Literally, transformation, death, transformation. Okay. Stop it. The butterfly was reversed. It's helping you get to the transformation energy. Do you see your beauty? Are you able to feel that sense of hope and possibility? That's the hardest part sometimes, is to think to yourself, it's possible, I can do this. And also, again, the self-love that some of you have already discovered because we have the Ace of Cups. But death, yeah. Okay, one more time, folks. Here we go. We have the Death card coming through, showing that now is a moment for change and transformation. Let's just look at the traditional Death card because it is illustrated as such for a reason. So give me a second here to pull it up. So while I'm finding the illustration, you are never too old, you are never too young to make a significant change in your life. It's just a matter of leaning into it and deciding, I can. Okay, here's the Death card. One of the most misunderstood cards in tarot. It does not mean you're going to die. It can mean a literal death, but not in this reading. It's a figurative death. So it means that something needs to exit. And what we see on the card is a king, a mother, a person from the church or hierarchy, a child. Every phase, every stage of life involves some form of change or transformation. It's the only constant. And there's something marching into your life over the course of this next week and month that is going to make it exceedingly clear that now is the moment to make the change happen, okay? Look at the banner that death holds. It's a flower, right? So it's growth. So even death is showing that there's development and growth and movement that wants to come forth. And on the flip side is this. So death is a portal. Judgment shows that even once something has closed, there's a new chapter. So start thinking about like what's next. I like to look at it as either a revolving door or just a doorway. You can exit that. There's another one on the other side. So just allow yourself to explore. This is a time for exploration, which we'll look at when we go into Neptune. I really feel like we did hit on the main issues with the inner child here. So I'm going to just see if there's anything else that you need to focus on that we haven't talked about. And is your inner child ready to be like a full-on adult now? And then we'll go into Neptune. Yeah, it is. I mean, we have strength, which is coming through here. Lots of the same cards. Have you noticed that? From the 7-day forecast and the elemental forecast. Okay. So another beautiful strength card where we don't have to fight the same old fights anymore. Strength, of course, also connected to parents. And sometimes parents wanting to get their way, authority figures wanting to get their way. You don't have to do it anymore. There is a kindness, there is a calmness in this particular card, okay? It's a new cycle. If you look at the infinity symbol that's on there, it's a beautiful card, by the way. I love that. Looks like a Roman statue. And then, beautiful. I mean, this is kind of uncanny. I just showed you the Judgment card, and now we got Rebirth here. So mystery, we're going to look into mystery next with Neptune. But healing, give it time. Remember the Seven of Pentacles message? Don't rush the healing. I kept that cone on his head for maybe like 3 days extra because I kept looking at I wanted to make sure there was no scabs or anything. So just, because like you don't want to pick off a scab. It needs to fully heal and fall off on its own. So I feel like some of us are getting to the point where that final wound is healing. Give it an extra day or two if you need it, and then know that you're going to find that inner power. And again, rebirth. I don't know why I'm surprised I read cards all the time, but I love it when there's synchronicities. It just shows that we're energetically tapped in today, which is great. That's why I show up. And that's why we tried something different. Different is good. Change is good. All right. While I get ready for Neptune, let's take a moment for gratitude. So I want to thank you for everybody for showing up. We're not done. There's more. But I want to take a moment here and give back. So let me just open this up in a new tab because I'd forgotten that I was going to do this today. I'm like, if I don't do it today, I might forget it. So, all right. Let me mute myself here. And let's see. I think I still have 5 more to gift. And I thought today would be a great day to do it. All right. So let me see if I do. Membership gifting. There we go. All right. To those that just received a gifted membership, Congratulations. All right, now we're going to move on to the second of the main topics here. Like I said, we have a double feature today. So for the double feature, we're going to look into Neptune, which is fun and super psychic, literally. So let me go ahead and get everything set up here, and we will go into the next part of the double feature. I feel like mystical moments is a good choice for today. Let me just take a quick drink and then we will begin. Like I said, Neptune is really far out there in our solar system. So far that it doesn't get the love that it deserves. It's icy, it's blue, it represents intuition, illusions, but also inspiration. So we have to look at all of that, and that's why I want to do a full Celtic on this. I don't think I'm going to do a full expanded on this because we'll leave that at the end for something different. We're changing it today. I want to look at different things. So this one's going to help us because I really do feel like we need to get inspired. We need to see what's going on. So a little bit of end of year, a little bit of beginning of year, Neptune helping us see it. So let's imagine that beautiful blue icy giant at the far reaches of our solar system, revealing to us secrets that we have forgotten, helping us see things that we don't always look at. Imagine yourself surrounded in beautiful bluish purple light, a color of spiritual protection, and allow yourself to receive from that planetary energy. Get out of town. Okay, so we have Six of Pentacles coming through yet again. Queen of Wands yet again. Eight of Swords yet again. I'll zoom out a little bit too because this is a bigger deck. What I think I want to do for the expanded portion of it is to look at inspiration, intuition, and illusion. Let me just write it down in that order so I can remember it, since I'm doing this on the fly. So we're going to do inspiration, intuition, and illusion. Okay, so we're going to pull those three. Inspiration. Intuition. And illusion. All right. And I will do a catalytic one here, so let's do a catalyst too. But that's it. We're doing something different, like I said. So we'll start off with the catalyst first. And this is why we're focusing on this particular thing. Okay, so surprise, surprise. Change. Change of seasons. Literally, we just entered into a new season about a week ago. And if you haven't sort of figured it out, it's all about change. Nothing is supposed to stay the same here in this new year, in this new week, in general. So embrace the change. I feel like I've talked that to the end and back, to the end of the solar system and back. All right, the heart of the matter. This is the main energy that Neptune wants to bring forth. Again, re-establishing balance, or maybe for the first time finding balance in your life. And sometimes we are so fixated on controlling or influencing or managing everything else that we mismanage or forget to recalibrate our own life. And just think of it kind of like a car. You have to get the tires rotated. You have to get the alignment fixed occasionally, the filters exchanged. So do the maintenance on yourself and make sure that you're finding proper balance in your life. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And sometimes talking to others can help too. And having that sort of fun in your life might be missing. Prison of thought coming through as well on this one, which is sometimes thinking, this is all there is. No, it's just all there is right now or right in front of you. Again, using the fog behind me as a real life example of what's going on. Sometimes that's just the static or the lack of imagination. like what I love about this and many of the Eight of Swords, this isn't the first deck that I've seen that uses this illustration. I think the Tarot de Saint Croix has sort of the same cage without a top. So this is a common theme here, which is there's always a way out. There's always a way if you can imagine it, if you just give yourself a chance to explore it. So take off the glass ceiling, take off the fear, and just see what else is out there. And so the illusion, thank you, Neptune, is that it can't or won't happen, whatever it is, your dream. And what we talked about is instead of a resolution, we're going to make a dream a reality, right? So it's possible. That's the first thing that Neptune is bringing forth. Let's go into the deep past. Let's go into what has been pushed beneath the surface. This is very Neptunian because we're looking at, this is inner child and Neptune because it made an appearance there. So it is that sort of bossy energy that I was talking about that was suppressing. Now with the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's saying, you can't, you won't, you'll never, with the wagging finger. So you're turning this around and saying, I can, I will, and actually, thank you very much, I am. And you're going to, make it happen. And look at all the beautiful flying creatures around her. So this is a time to let things take flight. Someone said you couldn't, or maybe your own fear, your own voice said that in the past, but it is not valid now. And that is the illusion that Neptune came through this reading and wanted to shatter. That's what your higher self and your guides want to shatter as well. It was just one person or one moment. It is not indicative of everything or everyone. So equal only to the death and transformation card is the theme of balance. So now we literally got justice coming forth with the scales once more. So if Libra felt left out with all the star energy, well, air signs, you're coming through again now with the justice one. So this is a chance for you to really say, I want it. Let's do this. This is what's right. You're fighting for what you deserve now. And for some of you, there could also be a decision like, I want to right the wrong. You were actually wrong. There may be a conversation where you have to express yourself to someone and say, this hurt. And you may or may not get an apology, but that can be one way to release the energy. Or you could just decide it's not worth it. Justice works on so many levels. It can be literal justice, going to a court. It can be in your mind being resolute and saying, I'm done with this. Or you can express it to someone, whatever works. All three if you need to. But we have justice creating necessary balance, and her head is in the clouds. So one thing that we really want to do is get clear. Again, the fog, the static, it's all coming forth in this reading. You and you alone are the one that can kind of also create this, not kind of, you are the one that can create and establish and maintain the balance. So you have to decide, I want this for me. I want this change. Don't rush. There's no reason to rush. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse. You're exactly where you need to be right now. It may not feel like it, but it is the right place. There's something either emotionally or intellectually that needs to shift in order to speed things up. So while you're here, take a look around. I love that she's kind of unzipping it's almost like the firmament. Something else is being revealed here. And only when we have that moment to kind of like sit and look around or look within are things revealed sometimes. So that means if there was an unexpected delay, rejection, a setback, a misstep that requires now some extra work, so be it. It will help. You're going to be better for it. And you can't rush the Hanged Man. You have to sit for a second. We'll look at the other cards and it'll be revealed why. One of them is in order to make sure that you're making smarter choices here. You have a chance to change your direction or change your fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, I love it the way that it's revealed here. We see the heart, we see the not the grandfather clock, but that sort of whatever, pocket watch. So time and the way that you feel about things are really, really important here. And for some of you, there may be a disconnect between what you want and what you have, or how quickly things are happening. So it's saying, just put your heart into it. The timelines will eventually line up. So it's not who gets there first, it's who does it best. And it's in your own sort of soul path. It's just how much are you learning from this? it feels like some of you want to be more than just a cog in the machine. So this is about this happens, I think, in each decade of our life, but we start to want not necessarily more, but deeper, because we're looking at Neptune, deeper value. So in each of the decades of my life, it's kind of like you no longer focus on the same things. It may not be money, it may not be fame, it may not be approval. Instead, it's like impact. As I get older, am I making a difference? Am I finishing what I set out to do? Am I happy? So am I impactful? Am I effective? And am I satisfied? Yes, I need to have enough to survive, but I really want those things the older I get, because time shrinks and you need to be more effective. You don't have time to waste anymore. So if we look at that little pocket watch on some levels, it's focus on, are you feeling that sense of connection, value, and impact? And that can be the Wheel of Fortune. Once you align, then things start to move quickly. These cards are just trying to slow you down for a second so that we're in a new year. It's a new chance to adjust. Let's make sure we're making the most of it, okay? This is just acknowledgement here that many of you may be going through a lot. The Nine of Cups can be punctuated highs and punctuated lows. And doesn't the holiday season and New Year's in particular kind of bring it all about? I mean, even the songs, Auld Lang Syne and things like that, it's kind of depressing. But, or even like if you were listening to the radio in the last week, like Wham's song, Last Christmas, there's a lot of songs of love that you're thinking of, or people that are gone, or things like that. So, I get it. This is a time where emotions are running high. Let's try to get to a place where, that's why I think so many balance cards came forth here with the Six of Pentacles and Justice. Literally, it's at the heart of the spread and recent past. So create more significant balance in your life and allow yourself a channel or an outlet to express whatever the heavy emotions might be in this moment, right? It's normal. It's just this time of season and time of year sometimes. Have some fun. If you are feeling burned out, exhausted, etc., then take a moment and really just do something for yourself. Have some fun. Because environmentally, we see opportunity knocking. And it's, let's see here. We have both the King and the Knight here. So a chance to, there's a lot of developmental energy that wants to come forth. So I do feel like the best is yet to come when we're looking at your ability to expand, achieve, or create, because this is one of the best cards for that. You need to keep reaching for the firmament, for the stars, and keep your mind on the possibilities. So the coins are kind of dispersed in the crown chakra of this elk or deer. So yes, we want to kind of keep focusing on that. And then as we're looking at hope spheres and opportunities, we do see movement, we do see breakthroughs, we do see abundance. The Knight of Pentacles keeps moving in the direction of growth. So if there are things in your life where you're just kind of like spinning your wheels, like a car in mud or something like that, it is time to get out of the vehicle and go in a different path and try something else. So you are being encouraged to explore different connections, different experiences, different places to work or live and things of that nature. We had so many change cards, like half a dozen that came through. Change whatever feels like you need to without apologies and just give it a shot. See where it takes you next. Okay. I would expect this in a reading on Neptune. So we have High Priestess energy coming through. So a couple of things with this. She's almost like, I need to see Wicked. I couldn't because Apollo was sick, but I want to see that. But it's like the wizard behind the curtain, right? And you realize at the end of the day, if we think of traditional Wizard of Oz anyway, like she didn't need the wizard. The ironic thing is all she had to do was click her ruby slippers together. You've always had the power. You always will. You are the most powerful person in your life to create change. That's kind of what High Priestess is reminding you, especially when reversed. So we see a revelation of power. So one of the things from the deep past, these are beautifully connected special topics. There was the limiting thought. You can't, you won't, you'll never, either from within or from someone in your life. And now I'm coming through today saying you can, but you have to choose. I can't make you. You have to kind of get to a point where you believe in yourself. So the biggest thing that Neptune really wants to bring through is, I can. Then you'll have to take it to the next level, which is you will. But yes, you can. Do you want to do what's next? That's the question. Now, taking it out of all of this, if it's just High Priestess in reverse, it's like the Two of Swords on some levels. You are seeing things, people, places, and things for what they truly are, and you can't unsee or unknow things. That's part of learning. That's part of maturation, coming from childhood to adulthood. Some things we wish we could still believe in. Other things, it surprises us. You're like, oh my God, that's possible? So magic still exists. It's just deeper and more profound, and it's more within. It's not someone that magically does it around you. You're the magician. You're the High Priestess. You're the creator. You're connected to that. Do you believe in it? That's something that you can work on. Now we're going to look at the triptych of cards that I pulled, starting with inspiration. I'm glad I typed them out so I could remember. So because Neptune represents all of these things, we're going to look at it. So inspiration. I love this. You are free. You're free to decide, but you have to separate yourself from the rigidity. So this person, if we look closely on this card, it's almost like she became a part of the stone, if you look at that figure here. So some of you may it's kind of like something worked really, really well. A schedule, a routine, a recipe, and you keep doing it, but it's lost its potency, or it's lost its pull, and it's not allowing you to look at new things. Free yourself up to get inspired and to try new things. So inspiration, it's also encouraging you. So the way to find this is to take a class, talk to someone else, try something different, break the mold, right? Again, that's kind of what I'm doing with some of the monthly videos. I'm like, I want to make some changes. And it may not be the last that I do this year. I'm going to keep changing things up until they feel right. So change it up. That's how all the recipes, it's basically food chemistry, right? So a chef knows how to balance out flavors, how to balance out acidity or sweetness or saltiness. And there's certain things that they mix, and there's certain things they can flex around and try, and eventually something works. Sometimes there's a lot of failures that we don't see on the cooking shows, but there's also some things that work. So try to change the recipe a little bit. And that's going to give you a chance to feel unstuck, but you have to untether yourself, okay? So that was the first of the 3 Neptunian messages. The second one is intuition. So now we have the Garden of the Heart. If you allow yourself to explore, can really unlock some great things in your life. But there has to be this moment of thinking, I want it, or you have to follow your heart basically here. And that creativity and the wisdom within the heart will lead you into the right direction. Not accidentally, Egyptians believed that the seat of knowledge was here. It's not that they thought the brain was here. It's that they understood that this was the gateway, that it would lead us in the right direction, right? It also is the center point between like our cognitive and receptive energies here, and then our creative and power centers here. So the heart pulls it all together. Listen to your intuition, but listen to your heart. Does it feel right? Do you want it? Do you love this? Whatever the heart is bringing forth, that's where you need to focus. And intuitively, it's going to lead you in a path where there's more ease and synchronicity. All right, and then finally, we're looking at illusion. And this is the thing that we really need to focus on moving past. So halls of learning, okay. It says, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. It's interesting, like you've actually, for some of you, you've learned the lesson, but there could be a lack of acceptance, like this is done, or I need to move on. If you don't kind of like incorporate the lesson completely, what happens is you keep karmically pulling in people, places, and things that try to teach you the same thing. So if you're seeing, like in love, the same sort of person coming through, playing the same sort of role, or in finance, you keep experiencing the same general lesson time and again, look at what happened before and the time before that and the time before that. Look at what's happening now and tell yourself, I think I'm done now. I think I got this. I don't need to repeat the third grade 4 times or whatever. We're done. Let's move on. So once you've agreed that you've completed it, then you can start to explore and untether yourself like we saw at the beginning, to try something different, to follow your heart, which has probably been telling you that this wasn't it. And then maybe for some of you, it's to learn or experience something different. But the confirmation is simply that you've graduated. But there's a repetition because the soul is like, are you sure you're sure? Because you don't seem like you're sure. So as you look at New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, one of the things that you can just say is, I'm done with this now. Thank you. Literally, you can connect with God, the universe, your guides, your higher self, and say, thank you for the lesson. It wasn't fun. I don't need to be taught in this format anymore. Pain, frustration, jealousy, they're all teachers, but they're not always the most enjoyable or the best teachers. Let's bring in joy, abundance, power, security as the new teachers in the new year. Let's bring it, let's level up, let's +1. And I think that's the big takeaway on that. Okay, so I'm going to clear the deck here, and I'm going to look at one last card here, not as a big idea. We'll still do a final question in a few moments. But what I want to look at now is, while we're still in the energy of Neptune, what is it? I want to go into fear a little bit. Like, what is it that you're afraid of, and how can I get you past your fear? Because that's an important thing. Let's use the kids' tarot because it's fun. It's not scary. Sorry, it keeps to want to shuffling itself here on the side. All right. So what is it you're afraid of? How can I get you through your fear? Okay, let's get a clarifying card. Bear the truth. Okay. So 3 of Swords, I mean, you can almost take it at face value here. For some of you, you're just afraid of a broken heart, right? You're afraid that if I do this, it's not going to work out. I'm going to get hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to be disappointing. But the card is reversed. And that's not necessarily the case. And I've been reading with, I actually pulled it into the last reading too, but the 3 of Swords in the Little Prince deck has these sort of, this rose bush that's growing around it. So I feel like we can take pain or a soul scar or an experience, and it's not about erasing it. As I was looking at Apollo, like he has a little bit of a tiny, tiny scar, but it looks fine. We don't want to erase what happened. We just want to contextualize it. So, oh, look at him. He needs to be groomed, but I have to wait a little bit. Healing takes time, and we don't need to erase the scar. We just need to find a way to move up and move beyond it. Let's give him a little belly rub, and then we'll continue. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yes. He's deep in slumber. So baby steps there. And then this one says, we have Venus de Milo here, and it says, bear the truth. And so it is just about feeling comfortable enough and confident enough to be your true self, right? To be seen. And that's not always easy. But it's okay. We can't close off the heart chakra. I had a great Reiki teacher once that reminded me of that. When I was going through a difficult period, she said, because I was like, how do I just kind of like, I was feeling too much, and I wanted to, I mean, I think it's a normal human emotion. Now I see the ridiculousness in it, but I was like, how do I just feel a little less right now? She said, honey, you can't turn off your heart. You have to open the heart. You have to go into the emotion. And she said, you can't close off your chakras. They have to spin brighter. So if we can, that's what we're going to do in the meditation. If you can spin brighter each one of these energy wheels, then you're going to be stronger and more able to see past this, but you can't close it down. You have to actually just strengthen and brighten from within. So let's do that in the meditation, and then we'll look at a final question at the end. Okay, so close your eyes. And to kind of help you remember the colors of the chakras, just imagine that there's a rainbow. You're at the end of a rainbow, which is also indicative of being at the end of a difficult period in your life. And you can imagine that you're holding either a big chalice, like a big Ace of Cups, or if you want to go towards abundance, like a gigantic pentacle or a pot of gold. But whatever, you got to this point, and now it's about receiving. Now imagine that each one of the colors, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet, all of that, that it is connected with your body, starting red at the bottom and then violet all the way to the top. And as each one of the rainbow lights touches your energy center, you can feel from within, and it doesn't matter if you can't remember the order, just see the rainbow touching you. Imagine that you start to feel this sense of expansion. And you can almost imagine that there is a wheel of fortune within your energy sphere that's spinning. And it will automatically spin each of the chakras in the right direction at the right frequency. Just breathe and feel this sense of movement from within, focusing first and foremost on the heart because it is the connector. And then focusing on your feet because you need to plant this energy, and your head so that you can receive. The other ones will figure it out on their own. And just feel that you are strong, you are receptive, you are open. Take a deep breath, let go of any fears, anxieties, or doubts. Open yourself up to receive guidance, intuition, and abundance in this new year. Okay. Planting your feet on the ground, putting your hands on your heart, take one last deep breath. Turn your attention towards your final question for today. And let's give the cards a shuffle. Okay, we have two here. We're just going to go with it. All right, so it's a Page of Wands and Wisdom on this deck. This would be like the Hierophant. So yes, you can do it. But for those of you asking a yes or no, yes, and let's do like the improv version of this. Yes, and you're the one to bring it through. So this page wants someone to tell him or her what to do. And the Wisdom card is saying, it's your turn now to just do this. So the inner child's coming through one more time. It wants mom, dad, grandparent, teacher to light the way, but Spirit's saying it's you now. You're the parent. You're the teacher. You're the Hierophant. And that's an interesting place to be, right? It's an interesting place because there's more accountability. Sometimes there's more pressure that we put on ourselves. There's also more power. And that's why we have this beautiful stag in the background. So if you choose to step into the role of parent, guardian, teacher, and wisdom, you can make it happen. But there's something holding you back. There's a little bit of disbelief. Something to work on here in this new year is believing in yourself. Okay? This was kind of powerful, folks. Not kind of, it was powerful. Just a couple of quick moments here to talk about what's coming through in the week ahead, and then we'll wrap everything up. So I will be with you on New Year's Eve. We'll do something fun, something special, something different. I don't know what yet, but it'll be fun. I think we can work a little bit on easing into the dreaming and the doing, a continuation of this reading. And I'll see if there's something else, and I might even do a post if there's some things that you want me to focus on. So sometimes in lieu of a poll, I'll just solicit some things that you want to focus on in different readings, and we'll go in that direction because I'm still listening to you. Many of you just liked what I chose for today, so I was like, well, go with that. I'm working at my best pace here to get all of the January readings. I am still not 100% where I need to be. Still have some dizziness, and I'm going to doctors to look at that. But I think some of it was exhaustion because I work really hard. So I'm just pacing myself, and that's why I'm changing the format. So they'll come out when they come out, and they'll all come out by the end of this week. So I don't know how many will come out each day. That'll be fun. Subscribe to the channel. See, whatever Spirit allows and wants me to do in a given day, I'll do. And however I can do it, that it's the best quality and that I still feel healthy and happy. So that's all I can give you, folks. And thank you for your understanding. It's been a rough December for me, especially with Apollo and my own health. So I'm just glad that we're both here and ready to take on another year with you. That's the important thing. All right, I want to take a couple moments here to extend thanks and gratitude. I actually just want to say thanks to everyone. If it's your first time here, if it's your 100th time, if you've been with me for over a decade, thanks for being here. you're the reason that I can continue to do what I do. So I love, appreciate, and just really, yeah, I'm grateful you're here. All right, let's take a look at the memberships, and then we'll go to super stickers and super chat. All right, so welcome to or welcome back to the following people. And let's see what's going on here. All right. Oh my gosh, we have a lot today. I'm going to do my best. Thank you. There were clearly a bunch of people that gifted. This is almost overwhelming. I don't know if I can read them all. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's go through this. Maybe we'll do something special with members too in this coming week. I'll have to make a decision. Okay. I'm just going to read first names and again, do my best. Welcome to all of you, especially Jaya. Let's see. Deb Janey, Jenna C, Mindspace Journey, Sarah, Sash or Sosh, Soul Garden, Victoria, Heather, Candy, Lisa, Sherry, Kay, Lauren, Cass the Sass, that's a funny name, Simile, Natalie, Lynn, Redlocks, Alana, Kim, Alia, O'Malley, Melissa, Beth, Samantha, someone who didn't choose to put their name, but thank you, Joy, Aaron, Derlene, RSD, Anne, PJ2457, Sabrina, the Witch, let's see, Self-Love Garden, Christina, Mary, Heron House, Lori B, M. Pal, Grace, Catherine, Ready Now, Paula, Annabelle, Chiyoko, Betsy, Bloom, or Bloom, Soza LCD, and Annalisa, also Tracy. Oh my God, that's the most ever. That's a really nice way to wrap up the year. That is a lot. That is a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a look at super stickers and super chat. Again, apologies if I didn't call out somebody. I know that Dakota's helping, and thank you, Dakota, for your help here as well. All right, so a bunch of super stickers. You guys are so generous. Thank you, guys. All right, so Kathy, Jackie, Lucy, Bernadette, thank you so much. That was very generous of you. Heather, Veruca, L.A., Lydia, also thank you for your generosity. Lauren, Allison, Linda, Monica, Annabella, Beth Ann, Jackie Land, 24, and Dudley. Again, thank you, Dudley, for that extra bit there. I appreciate it. Woo. Give me a second here to also just kind of call out any sort of anniversaries that might have been celebrated, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so looking at fan funding, and I feel like we just need a little bit more confetti right now, so thank you guys. All right, let's go through this. Celebrating 18 months today is Michelle. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for you as well. Colette, thank you for the gifting of the 5 memberships. Norma, 17 months of membership. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well. I appreciate that. Irene, thank you for gifting 10. Norma, thank you for the gifting of 1. Let's see. Heather also gifting a single membership. Let's see who else. Lucy gifting a membership. And I'm just reading Bernadette's message. I'm so glad that this resonated with you. It's been a hard year for a lot of us. I'm with you on that. Literally, this has been one of the most challenging. So you're in good company. We're still standing. We're still here. 52 months. Lydia, get out of town. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And you connected to me right before the pandemic. So I'm glad you've been with me and you stuck around. It's good to have you here. Thank you also for Bernadette for gifting 5 memberships. Let's see, institutionalized. Thank you for 9 months. I'm so glad that this has helped you out. And 8 years, thank you. I can't believe it's been a decade, folks. It's kind of amazing. I mean, I can because I've been here with you, but like it goes by like that, doesn't it? Thank you again, Lydia. And I'm still here and I'll still keep going. So thank you. And then welcome to the 5 that I brought through. Jeannie, thank you for 5. Good to see you here. You're here often. Phoebe, hello. It's been a while. Welcome back after 26 months of membership. So good to have you here. I appreciate it. And thank you for gifting 5 memberships. That's a great way to give back. Okay. Renee Smith, 23 months. Happy New Year to you as well. I am Laura. Thank you as well for everything that you do. I appreciate it. And for 29 months of membership, and look at that, 10 memberships. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for 31 months of being with us here. And Irene, welcome back after 5 months. Good to have you here. Let's see. Deborah, 20 months. Amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed this. I think this was a special reading too. It's fun to try new things. So thank you for allowing me to just, throw caution to the wind and have fun. Lynn, thank you for gifting 5. Rafaela, 16 months of membership. Happy New Year's to you as well. And Regina, welcome back. Good to see you. 34 months. Get out of town. All right. I know many of you have been watching me much longer because I recognize those names. So I just want to say thanks. Thanks to everybody that I just said, anybody that I've missed. It's just really an honor and a privilege to be here. So thanks, guys. I think I got everybody. I hope I did. If I didn't, you know that I will see it when I go through and put timestamps in later. All right. So later today, I'll put up the time for the New Year's reading so you can put it on your calendar. I think I'm going to do early afternoon so that it will still be New Year's in Europe. So it might be like 1 or 2 o'clock or something on New Year's Eve. And then that way, East Coast, you can still go out and party. And Europe, it'll still be New Year's. And then it might be New Year's Day for Australia and Japan and India. But I'll do my best to try to get it as close to midnight as possible for the other part of the world. All right, everyone, much love and light. Thank you so much for just being amazing. I love, appreciate, and support you as well. And we're going to end with Apollo, and that'll be it for today. And then I'm probably going to try to do another reading today if I have it in me. I'm going to take a nap after all of this, but let's give Apollo a pat on the head and wrap up. Yes, buddy, it's you. You kind of need a little bit of combing after sitting here so long. Yes, you do. There we go. Good boy. Good job, buddy. All right, guys, take care. Have a very happy New Year. And I will see you again, like I said, in the middle of the week. Until then, wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.